We made it. The Don. You're first. Good job, bud. What a weekend. What a day. Isn't it just trippy that we're just like hanging out right here? Pretty wild. Really. We had such a nice run that was faded so hard for no reason. Just brutal. Just brutal. This is one of those times where the key levels for Spaceman are actually pretty good. I don't know why my labels aren't showing up. Oh, too far. There we go. This previous monthly low is a big deal. That's my oh shit button as we're waiting for people to funnel in. Mayor, what's up? This day looks absurd. This, while I do this. End of week breakdown. Nonsense. Oh, futures open. Oh, okay, we're back. It's so hard to look through all this. But you can go back and still see that like this level. So, okay, so we knocked out the stops from here. That's about it so far. I like the reaction. I really like the reaction in ES. Like we got, I mean, they showed up. I don't think this is done. Mainly because when you get this sort of a breakdown on inverse head and shoulders, you're pretty much always going to take out the lows. So I don't think we're like load up your guns and like let's go out shopping just yet. But once this area on the Qs gets tagged, and it's I'm not sure that it will, because this Elon news and him buying Twitter, which it appears to be a done deal, is fairly impactful for the NASDAQ. So maybe we don't even get it. But I think this area is going to get tagged, and then we kind of see what we're made of, because this is like, it's sitting on a cliff, guys. It is sitting on a cliff. That, I mean, we could be talking about over a year ago. Did he already bring Trump back? Oh my God. So like it's the deal is in principle. It's done in principle. So like enough that he has that level of sway to bring Trump back. That's crazy. I mean, I sometimes delve too far into the political realm than I probably should for what I do. But I muted him actually I completely muted Trump when he was on Twitter. So Hopefully he's still muted, and we'll see. But yeah, I can't stress enough that this is on a knife edge. So that's what I put in as the subject of this stream is we are on a knife edge. Like, make no mistake. Make no mistake, we are on a knife edge. Like, look at this profile. Because essentially, if you break down, you're talking about this breaking down. You're talking about this like 310, 311 area breaking down. That we'll call this area the we never should have gotten it to begin with volume void, because it's what happened with the fucking false propping up QE prop up zone. Okay. Look at this. No market participants. You have this run up after the breakdown, and there's a massive void, guys. It's hard to not look at this and think we got an enormous run from the COVID lows, 150%. From the COVID lows all the way to the highs, which is pretty crazy. And then this just kind of looks like distribution. It does look like distribution. Why do I say it looks like distribution? Well, double top, lower high under a trend break. Double top, lower high under a trend break. You might be sitting there going like, well, Jared, you sound vastly different than you did last time you streamed, which is true. However, this inverse head and shoulders was kind of the best thing we had going for it. So now you take the information that's in front of you, right? Stop staking. Thank you for the sub. I just noticed that you did that. Thank you. I don't know when you did that, but I just got the notification. We are hoping now that that's what we get. So essentially, you're gonna put in a double bottom in this area, because if not, what we're staring at is a massive volume void of this area where there were really no buyers. We just kind of floated its way up. Jacob, what's up? Look at that void. Look at that void. For those of you who don't know, this is the VPVR. It's essentially a visual representation of the trading volume at that price on the right side. It's a stock indicator on TradingView. And you can see where the majority of people have traded. This goes back to September of 2018. The point of control is this red line. This is the point of control. That means where have the most amount of people traded at a certain price, right? The point of control is 185. We're at 324 now. The top was 410. But even so, going back this far, most people are grossly in profit. Now, is it as bad as all that? Probably not. Probably not. Because you generally don't see people act to defend a level until it's challenged. And so like this trading volume up here, if it's just not purely distribution, they usually defend around the edges of the level. Okay? And that's where we are now. So there's a good reason to believe that this area where we are will hold. I mean, you may see some bullshit in here, but like, I'm bringing this up and not even on Bitcoin right now because I'll get to Bitcoin in a second. If you start to see a absolutely crazy sell-off, it is not the time to be like, this too shall pass, because look where the landing zone is if we lose this area. could maybe say there, but like there's no real reason to step in until you get way the hell down here. There really isn't. And as much as we'd love to say that Bitcoin has split and is no longer correlated, not like that, okay? We can't shrug off the tech index losing 50% of its value. I don't know why. How the hell did I make this uneven? Yep. So I like this rip back up here, but we really want to see this reclaimed for Bitcoin. We really, really want to see this reclaimed. If we don't see that area reclaimed, I think it's going to be a fairly standard bear flag breakout, which in this scenario is a breakdown. And I'll see you right here at 28 to 31 area. 28, 29 to 31. So this area that I have marked on my chart now, this 37.5 with an alert, that's kind of the area where I would say, and 37. See, there's a $600 range there where the higher low with a new trend is lost. When the new trend's lost, yeah, I mean, that's fine. I'm okay with a stop run to there Sunday, but if we get like real breakdown, our best hope is 31. More likely it's 29. And if it's not there, it's 20. Okay. If it's not there, it's 20. If it's not there, it's 20. I want to be very clear that we haven't even technically lost the higher low yet. But that's why I wanted to have this conversation. And there are a lot of reasons to think that we have a good week. I'm not going to go into them right now because whatever. But just month end probabilities. Like there's a lot of reason to think, particularly with the ES or the S&P getting absolutely demolished over the past couple of days. Like there has to be relief bounces into the end of the month. There's a lot of month end. Like look at the monthly charts. Okay, that's the best way that I can kind of break this down for you. Would you rather have the month end in the zone? Or would you rather have it break down? Because if you get a close underneath this to end the month, it's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. So are they just going to kind of let the month hold on? Or what? The 20-week or the 200 to 200 week EMA. Man, I don't even know what it is. I don't use EMAs, by the way. I use SMAs. Where is it? Yeah, 21. Fine. I mean, yeah, it's the same idea. 21.6 to 20,000. If we get a breakdown, sure. I imagine you could start looking at it there. But yeah, we desperately need some sort of power to come through somewhere. I think it's this week. I think it starts this week. The majority of tech companies are reporting their earnings. So you're going to see some crazy shit, guys. Like it's going to be whipsawing all over the place because volatility is up. I have on a screen you can't see the volatility index. It is, and let me measure. It's like 6% over the Bollinger Band. Volatility index sitting at 30, 29.94. Today I got up to 31.43 on the volatility index. If you are trying to swing trade right now, this is a scalper's market because of the volatility that exists right now, you are going to see some crazy ass swings. So if you're deciding to put on a position, if you want to take something, you got to have tight stops and you got to have easy targets, or else you're going to get, this is when people say, it's just choppy bullshit. Because you think you nailed the bottom, you'll think you nailed the bottom. And the next earning report's going to smack you out of it. Promise you that. So we have a hell of a lot of earnings coming up. We're ending the month. I don't think it breaks down just yet because it's been pretty relentless selling. But I don't think we're far away. We need to see some power, like, soon. My hope was the trend back towards the top of the channel, but like we said before, the RR was there. So we got this trade wrong. I got stopped out of my long. My long was under 38.6, whatever. I got wicked out of it. My stop was, rather. And that's how that goes. Now I want to see this wick challenged. And if we don't, not great. Not great. Cue the up only changed logo to not great. I do like this. I mean, these are two demand wicks under this level, which is good. And you see ES trying today into this zone. You see my little demand box area. Trying, he got down there, snap back up. Good. But I feel like NQ has more. I feel like this is the number on NQ. Essentially just under 13,000. So my advice to you right now is, if you're going to take a position, if you're going to swing, if you're going to try to trade something, you got to have well-defined stops and you got to have realistic targets. And if your targets are not exceeding your stop area by like 3 to 1, so 3 or 4 or 5 to 1, ideally, don't take the trade. It's not the time for that. It is not the time for that. By the way, I'm doing a new format today. I probably should mention, since there's a decent amount of you in here. I'm going to stream for about an hour here. And then I'm going to pop into the Discord for 30 minutes and do like the last bit of the show in there. But I'm going to do it in the post-stream Q&A channel where people can jump in and talk, which could be a disaster. It could be great. We'll find out. So we'll do 60 minutes here, 30 minutes in the post-stream Q&A in the Discord, where people can actually jump in, say what they want to say, and then we'll get out. Might blow up, meaning terribly, or it could go well. We'll find out. Figure we'll try something new. Yeah. Get an ETH BTC. This does look good. I will say this. Like, the fact that they're holding this on Ethereum is probably the most positive thing that we've gotten so far going for us in crypto, because they're holding this level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's great. It is great. This is being respected. Even was respected today. It came back down, hit the 200 day, and not only has it kind of engulfed all that down, like it's almost looking like it'll close green, which is nuts. So there is some reason to be bullish with Ethereum, at least relative to BTC. So I like that, but I want us to regain this 50 as soon as humanly possible. The good news is there actually is volume to support this holding here, which is nice. I gotta pull out here. Kali just asked, what do you think of Prop 20? I think that it is the end of the drama. I think it's the end of the drama, which is nice, which is good. So Prop 20 will pass. If you haven't voted for it, you should. All of CCN's holdings are going to be taken out of their account and put into a smart contract. And it will never be a drama point ever again, because the only way that it will get out of that smart contract is if he can prove what he has asserted and what we've all pretty much known to be false. So it's the end of the drama. Go vote yes for it. It's done. Juno's through it. Juno is through it. The Lupercalia upgrade had to happen. Did. You know, CCN took 2 shots at 2 different proposals to stop Prop 20 from happening. They both got handily knocked down. And so what will happen with Prop 20 is that when it's upgraded, those 3 point whatever million SOL will be moved into a smart contract. And then it's not going to be a threat to the community. They won't be earning yield. They'll essentially be sitting there as if they're dead tokens. It also means if you have staked Juno, of which I do, your APR is about to go up by like 20%. Maybe not 20, 12, 15%. I forget. I did this calculation last time when this all started on what would happen if this was resolved quickly, 6 months ago when all this drama started. But yeah, the APR is going to go up tremendously if you're staked. So that's a nice win. I'm still extraordinarily bullish on Juno long term. So it's going to be a nice little run. I think Juno rebounds. Probably gets back into the low 20s, low mid 20s soon. And then the raw drop, yeah. And if you saw this morning, I think it was Blocks, said he already saw, a flash loan service that's coming on Juno. Now this is resolved. And a bunch of other builders like getting ready to deploy their new contracts or their new tokens now that this shit is done. So all the things that we wanted to have happen are now happening. Not to mention, we got the stress test of trying, how do you break the protocol? Well, they did break it and they fixed it. It's great. All things you want to see happen. I know that Ethan, Fry, yeah, I think it's Fry. I always mispronounce it. Is working on an interchain smart contract protocol through Juno, which is awesome. And there's finally going to be some good shit coming out about Juno. It's literally just been bad news and drama for months. And we're finally through it. So we'll take that. The interesting thing, and I said this last time we were at the bottom, I literally remember saying this exact same thing about Bitcoin when we were right here. Kind of the opposite of what I said when we were up here. Okay, so we have us like in this kind of support area. We have us here fighting to regain the 50. Adam is at an area where it's like, Adam's at an area where it's like this fucking thing needs to hold. AVAX also at an area of support. Solana also at an area of support, which would still be a higher low, by the way. Luna just does its own thing. It's fucking stupid. This thing's just buy every dip until proven otherwise. But even so, like it had a good rally today. I mean, it's up 4% in spite of what's been going on. There are so many, my point of going through all these is there are so many things that are right at support that it's hard to short into support. It just is. Let's invert it. If you were looking at this and you saw this sort of wick in this overhead, would you be longing this right here? Would you be longing this? I'm telling you, the most important thing you can do as a trader, as somebody who invests, is look at the other side of the equation. Would you long this? Maybe. Would you long this? Distribution, 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 distribution. Would you long these? Or does this look like a more appropriate area to short? So you have to decide what's right for you. My thing is, it's not that it's not going to work. It might work. I had this conversation with a Korean in the Discord last week for like an hour. And, you know, he said, I think we're going to 37K. And I said, we might. I'm just saying, like, I don't even disagree with you that it might. I'm just saying that, like, advising people to short at 39K is not a great place to short. The place to short is where I said, hey, man, I'm hedging here when it was $49,000, which I did. I closed it too early. That's on me. But you short here. You don't short here. And the way that you should think about this is it's not that it can't work. It probably can, will, should, fuck, I don't know. But the way you should look at it is shorting support is like longing resistance at a breakout. It's the same market dynamics, right? If you look at this as a bull flag while it's inverted, this is an inverted Bitcoin chart. This is just a big bull flag, right? The opposite of a bear flag. Are you that person that sees like the little bit of the DTL break on the bull flag who's like, fuck yeah, bro, I'm in, and you long it because you think it's gonna break out and like lead you to freedom? Maybe. I mean, it works sometimes. It's just not a high probability play. So are you the guy who shorts support or gal? Up to you. What I'm saying to you is that from an RR perspective, it makes more sense to long until your invalidation comes up, which mine did. I got knocked out, okay? Took a loss. So it goes, guys. But if I see any sort of strength back into the channel, you know what? I'm longing again. I'm going to long again. Because it is more worth taking the high probability play at a critical area than it is the low probability play. Here's the other side of that coin. When the low probability play happens, it generally pays off pretty well. All right. So just, you know, I'm not going to be like, hey, fuck you. You should only long here, because no, there's a chance. There's a reason why you could short here, because if it works out, like I just said, you're probably going to get a $10,000 drop. Now, I would also tell you that you got a $10,000 drop from when I shorted where it made sense already. As subscribe to Prime. They've subscribed for 8 months. Thanks, brother. This was the intelligent area to short. JD, what's up, brother? This is the more intelligent area to long from a probability perspective. Just think about that. Bitcoin looking like it's coming off a cliff. Ethereum looks pretty decent, actually. It's sitting right in the reload zone from a Fibonacci trading perspective. It's literally sitting in the zone right now. ETH BTC looks pretty good. Touch of 200, reacting. By the way, not that all of you care, but I literally said in the subscriber chat, Shady was there, when we were right here, I would like to see 4210 reclaimed, and then it should get pretty good. Anybody else who was in there this morning would have seen it. And whoop! Here we are. It's the best alpha chat on the internet because it's free if you have Prime. It's free. It's free. All you gotta do is use your Prime sub here. That's it. Anyway, yeah, we got exactly what we said we wanted. And that corresponding level was whoop, right back up. So do what you want. There's a lot of doomers out there. It's pretty popular to be a doomer right now, which is fine. It's just not me. Like I said, I was hedged at the appropriate time. I talked about it on stream. I closed early, closed here, okay? I missed some downside. I was hoping we would get a more clear trend shift, which means we would have had a more clear breakout opportunity. But if you're me and you're thinking, hey, what's the play here? If I got to do something, is it long or short? The higher probability likelihood is that you put in the bottom and things are regained. But if it breaks down, it's going to break down hard. What do you guys think? I know I usually just chat in here for a while, but we got a lot of the pros in here. We got Brian. We got Shady. I'm sure Scoob's around. Kali. Are we breaking down? Are we going to get a little bit of just a relief rally? Or like one of these guys? This is everybody's favorite in crypto. Oh, you know, just a little bit up and fucked. Brian says, yep, you did call that. Thanks, Brian. Appreciate it. It is a fucking like by the book bear flag. It's you know, this is where you make your money in trading because it's not easy. It has been easy for a while. No clue. Right. At the end of the day, like my higher highs and higher lows are accurate. Okay. They're real. We got a trend breakout. We got higher highs. We got higher lows. That's what's going on right now. We still haven't technically given it up, even though I got knocked out. You have this 37 to 37.6 area that must hold. And if it breaks down, literally I'll see you in $7,000. I'll see you at 29K. And we fucking hope. I mean, that'd be back to last summer's lows. Be back down to last summer's lows. But this is a super nice jump off the bottom on ES. And NQ never got there. That actually worries me. I would have rathered that. I really would have. So that makes me nervous. That makes me nervous. But when you see, like I just pointed out, 4, 5, 6, 7 different things sitting at support, what is your reason for saying, yes, the support fails here? There are a lot of earnings this week. That could be it. That could be it. If the earnings from these tech companies are all atrocious, they missed their mark and they turned down forecast, then we're fucked. Okay? Like that's a real thing. If Jan decides to come out and say some really, really bad shit about monetary supply or crypto regulations, we're screwed. Honestly, the worst thing I've seen in all this is this right here. The worst part. So far, resistance longers. Twitter, Elon Pump helping NASDAQ momentum, probably. No, but it is. That dude has a disproportionate impact on the market. It makes no sense, but we'll take it. We are right into this like last point of potential R on DXY. It's like, delete this other shit out of here so you can see it more clearly when I go back. But let me just say, so it's very clear to everybody here, if this does not end up acting like resistance, we're fucked. Okay, that would be your last area of R on DXY. WSB Sat Chaser. So DXY is a measure of USD versus basket of other foreign currencies, right? Yeah, like the major currencies. The major currencies that countries retreat to when shit gets bad. So essentially what you're seeing here is people are rallying to the dollar right now relative to other currencies because, yeah, the yen, right. Bap is in the building. Bap's also talking in third person. Good to see you. So what you're seeing here is people are are rallying to the dollar right now because the Fed continues to signal that they're going to raise rates. They continue to signal they're going to raise rates, which means that bonds are obviously going to go up. So you're seeing people positioning in the dollar, essentially to be ready for that. Starflash just said, hey, can I get the subscriber role in the Discord? You just have to connect your Discord account, your Twitch account to your Discord profile. It's in connections, and it will automatically give it to you. So yeah, like this is the point of no return, guys, because look at this. Let's zoom out. If not here, when? Yeah, it's fucking brutal. I mean, look at this momentum upward. Can we just get one? This area is still the same. I mean, I guess you could say maybe it'll stop with the wick, but guys, believe me when I say we do not want to see DXY at $120. If we have DXY at 120, it's not dollars, but you know what I'm saying, on the index, we're fucked. BAP will be selling all of his Bitcoin for dollars. Yeah, no problem, Starflash. It's not good. It's not good. Because like think about what that means if that were to happen. Just real quick. Yeah, BTC BAP. I'm a paper money maxi in 2023. He just eschews all digital forms of currency, and he keeps stacks of cash in his house. He loves the dollar so much. Just literally. He shows up at Bitcoin conferences just for people who are burning dollars. No, only burn half. If you only burn 49% of it, I can take the other 51% to a bank and still get it. That's true. As long as you have 51% of a dollar, you can get it replaced at a bank. Or you know. Highlander DeFi. Look at that. Comes in with the sub gifts. Just remember, if you have a sub, you can join the Discord. You can add your Twitch account to your Discord account, and you get access to the Twitch subroom, which is where I'm chatting all the time with a bunch of other chads. There's like 80 people in there. It's really, really good shit. Quite frankly, it's my favorite place to be now. My favorite place to be now. So Highlander gives 5 out to Randover, to Samajewski, to Jens, to Crypto Kali. There you go, Crypto Kali. And to Wall Street Bet Sat Chaser. Yes, Highlander, you were in the right place. Highlander just said, here? Yeah, so if you have it connected to your Twitch account, which you may not, I just have you down under Juggernaut, so I think you get in. But yeah, then you get access in there. It's pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet. It's a good group. It's a good group. So yeah, we really don't want DXY to have this breakout. Like, we really want this to stop. It will stop being fun for us for quite a while. Okay, it will stop being fun for us for quite a while. If you get a pure breakout on DXY, and where I was going before I got sidetracked was, think about this for a moment. From this week, the first week of March, to where we are now, the M1 money supply has gone up 500%. 5 times more US dollars are in circulation now this week than they were pre-pandemic. So you're telling me that the dollar, relative to these other currencies, is about to break out? Oh, God, it makes me sick to think about that. Because if that's the case, what's ever going to dissuade them ever again? I mean, I guess that's good from those of us who enjoy digital currencies, Bitcoin, whatever it may be, like, because they're not going to fucking stop. They're not going to stop. BTC BAP says, ask yourself this. What will not crash if DXY goes up? What does dollar strength do to prices, even though there's so many more dollars related to 2020? Yeah. I mean, you're right. I mean, in some respects, you're arbitraging. Yeah, Bab says, I'll just go buy some bonds, I guess, then. Yeah, I guess. It's absurd. The idea of that happening is absurd. Bonds are still negative yielding because of inflation. I mean, you need the inflation rate to come down, but at what point? At what point? You have to assume it'll come down at some point because it's working. So much fear worldwide that the dollar is safer than gold per the gold USD chart. I'm not exactly sure that's how I'd characterize that, but let's take a look. Is it though? Is it? I think it's easier. I think it's easier. Paying 7 to 9% currently, figure we're close to a high. I mean, that's essentially a break even. If you think that inflation's about to stop, about to be curtailed, but I don't think that it is. I really don't. I really don't. So, you know, this monthly chart looks extraordinarily bullish for gold, which, you know, fuck the Peter Schiffs of the world. But, I mean, look at this. Huh. This still has 2% to rise just to get on par. You have real negative interest in home loans still, and we're at 5%, whereas most of us locked in under 3%. Still printing dollars day by day, just in case you guys are wondering. Every day, this bitch goes up. BAP says inflation's over 8%. Ex food and energy. Example, food and energy. The most important consumption goods. US 10 years, 3%. So you're looking at a massive rate raise needed or still yielding negative 5% a year. You've lost 40% of purchasing power with a 10-year duration at 5%. Yeah, I mean, definitely, but that's not... The problem is, BAP, and you're not wrong. But like my understanding of the reason why the DXY is up as much as it is right now, which by the way, we're getting a nice run on Bitcoin. So like, let's just keep this conversation going because it's up. We're up. The reason why the dollar is up is that like organizations, companies, countries around the world are currently positioning themselves to take advantage of those rates. It wouldn't be up if they weren't. If they were having the same thought that you are right now. That's right, it's about sentiment, which is bullshit. It's the one piece that we've all kind of overlooked. Because, yes, dollar is an absolute piece of shit. But it's the most palatable piece of shit, okay? Like, right? It is. So, how imminent is that breakdown? Do I think it happens eventually? Yeah, it has to. How do you get out of it? I'm still searching for a way out of it. That's the USD in a nutshell, Bab says. Yeah, exactly right. Because essentially, it is an absolute piece of shit. It's just the one that smells the least offensive. And so people are positioning right now for these rate hikes because what they're seeing and saying is that they do not believe that the collapse is imminent. If you talk to Ataxia, which I can always talk about when I'm on here, because Ataxia is, he doesn't watch the show unless he's on the show. But like 6 months ago, Carlos and I were talking and he was like, no, man, it's going to zero like this weekend. I appreciate his optimism, but it's really not. It's going to take some time, guys. We're turning a cruise ship here. Highlander DeFi. Highlander says, I think with feeling we're ready for a BTC longing. I think you're right. I want to recapture this, guys. So this is, again, if you're following along at home, I want to see this trend lower side recaptured. That's what will make me long again. I'm out right now. I'm sitting, my collateral's still in Bitcoin, but I'm sitting out right now. Give me a recapture. I'm back in, still targeting the top end. BAP says, I can see a world where DXY rises and the USD still collapses in purchasing power, since DXY doesn't include commodities or anything but other weaker fiat currencies. Weaker fiat currencies I kind of disagree with. But so like, here's the thing, BAP, in that scenario, let's say that's true. Let's say that's true. In that scenario, absolute anarchy and chaos around the world. You tell me that like the 4 or 5 major currencies are all gone to shit. Purchasing powers are eroding. But look, BTC can't be adopted swiftly. That's the problem. But the infrastructure there isn't there. Yeah, it's not. That's the absolute problem. If there was an easy way to onboard people to Bitcoin, it's almost like if you could like mind meld people, here's your wallet and here's all the key points you need to know to get into Bitcoin, we'd have an adoption immediately. But like, we got time. Unfortunately, we got time. Sunday War says, at least from now until midterms. I haven't touched on this in a while. I think we have to take the Fed at their word that they'll keep on with the rate hikes. Dems are going to get destroyed and we'll force the issue. That's the simultaneous push-pull of what's going on right now in the market, because you're right. Inflation being out of control is very bad for the Democrats. But at the same time, you can't fuck the market completely either. Like, for those of us keeping score at home, what day did he take office? 21 Jan 21? Was it January 21? 16 to 20, right? Yeah, I mean, like, all right, so he had a good run and then stopped off. You can't let this thing absolutely shit the bed and come back down. You can't. They're going to get destroyed anyway. BAP says it's got to be easier than fiat. People use paper money because it had an advantage of gold. It was easier and lighter to transact in. So when BTC is easier to use than fiat, or just as easy, it will be adopted because it's other superior properties. In a room full of 100 people where 85 of them are crypto maxis, I agree with you, man, but that's just not the case yet. It's just not. I agree with you that it is superior to gold in every way. Why can't he shit the bed? Dude, if the market shits the bed, like, we're already looking at a massive swing back to Republicans in the midterms. So you really can't afford to have the market. Because let's go back to what I started off talking about and then take a few questions. And then, like I said a moment ago, well, you guys are both green on my screen too. Bab and Bap. No, I mean, it's all right. You can keep your name as it is. Bap was here first, though. I'll say that. Let's go back to Q's. Let's go back to one of the first things I talked about when I signed on before a lot of you were here. Okay. This is like the prop up zone on QQQ. This whole area. And we're right at the edge of it right now. So it's not like if we get a breakdown, like, oh, it's 10%. Like, let me put the vertical line in for November 6th. Essentially right there. Okay, that's the Friday before. That's the Friday before. If you just continue the trend down, I mean, we could essentially be at half of the market value by the time midterms come around. Midterms come around. This is it. You're telling me that it's not going to be just an absolute devastation at the ballot box? It would be. So that's why it's hard for me to think doom and gloom. Like, just logically speaking, when's the last time somebody's approval ratings were that low, and then they also simultaneously were on hand, in charge, while the stock market completely took a shit? You can spin all the narrative that you want to say, hey, we're curbing inflation by doing this, but that's not how people think. It just isn't. I wish it were. I wish it were. Because I like what Jerome Powell's trying to do. Yeah, but Mayor, there's a difference between the GOP winning and having a super majority. Like, a super majority to the length at which that he could be impeached and kicked out of office because the advantage would be that big, okay? Where it'd be like 70-30, it'd be insane. Maybe not that high, but it'd be really damn high. Brian says they halted the Twitter stock trading because the Elon deal. I don't know why it'd be halted though, because, well, you know why it's halted? Because people are stupid, that's why. Because people are stupid. The reason why I say that is, if there's an agreed upon price, look, I've been trading shit when like acquisition news comes in. Whatever the strike price is what the strike price is. So like, it's gonna pin to $54. If you're trading above that, you're an idiot. If you're trading below that, you're stupid. Like, it'll pin to $54. That's what's gonna be paid for it. You're buying it at 60. What are you doing? I guess I can just pull it up. Digital World Acquisition slumps. I don't know what that is. And their earnings are in 3 days. I tell you what, you want to see some funny shit. That earnings call is going to be awesome. You son of a bitch. You know what, man? Fuck. This shit always happens when I'm on stream. I can't trade. I can't trade while I'm streaming. That was my trigger. Regaining the channel. We regained the channel. See if I can open a position from my phone. Let's see if this is sustained or not, because I like it. That's why we appreciate you. So I can sit on the sideline and just go, all right, well, you guys, I hope you make some money while I sit here. Fuck. Well, to pull it all full circle, Juno Prop 20 is a big deal. It means that this thing is done. It means this thing is done. Some of you may not know what's going on in Prop 20, but essentially what's going to happen is it will pass. And when that happens, all 3 point whatever million Juno that CCN has will be removed from their wallet and placed into a smart contract. And that would mark the end of this. That would mark the end of this, because any sort of resolution or money out of that smart contract would have to be voted on by the community. The reason why they did the Lupercalia upgrade, I think, was to kind of protect their own asses. Essentially, if they didn't have the Lupercalia upgrade where governance could execute a smart contract, theoretically, there would be a validator on the hook as being the one who burnt this guy's tokens, if that's what decides to be done, and I'll see your ass in court, okay? So this allowed to make it a community action that can execute a function of something that is sitting in the smart contract. So if they say, hey, here are these clients, here's our empirical proof, we have to approve it, we want their money to be sent out, that's great. We all would have to vote on that, and then it would execute that transaction, remove those Juno to be sent to, you know, whatever person's wallet that CCNs was custodying, and that's fairly unlikely, right? Scoob says, funny how this is the exact same price action as last weekend. Low volatility weekend open dump, hard reverse on your open Monday, literally the exact same. Yeah, dude. Do the same stuff. Lanibi says, let's go. Elon Musk just bought it. Yeah, I know they just bought it. I'm just saying that, like, there's no reason to trade it. There's no reason to trade it because it's going to pin to the strike price. It's going to pin to the purchase price, and there's not going to be money to be made. I guess if it goes to 60, short it. But yeah, it'd be pretty dumb to do that. Hopefully we see this strength. Like, if we get a hammer into the close for the next 5 hours, that'd be very fucking bullish. Be very, very bullish. I don't really want to see this, like, heavy faded, though. Bright Guy. Bright Guy says, glad you mentioned that about Juno and Lupercalia. I don't think most have thought about it that way. Yeah, I mean, you can tell the reason why. Oh, there you go. Breaking. Elon Musk will announce the acquisition of Twitter after market close today. Wall Street Journal. That's the pump. All things, like, no joke, Ataxia brought this up in the Telegram earlier today. He said, what if he just turned Twitter into one large, like, Web3 protocol? No shit. And, like, you're probably, I mean, you guys are probably going to make fun of me for this. This could be the exact moment that crypto goes worldwide. This could be the most important moment in crypto. Right now, Elon Musk buying Twitter could be the most important moment in crypto history. Because if he wants to shepherd in an era of, hey, let's turn Twitter into a Web3 protocol where you can connect your wallet, it KYCs you, it kind of merges things together, and it's a safe space for people to learn about crypto and endorse it, not like kind of be there on the outside of it, just letting it happen. That's a big fucking deal. It's a big deal. So maybe this is the moment that we've all been waiting for. Am I wrong? T asked me on YouTube, T and Luna, please. I think that if we, it's very speculative. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Let me do this. T, if this is the bottom, if we think this is actually the bottom, if we get like an engulfing hammer close, then I'll see you back at range high. And Luna will get there first, okay? Luna will get there first. So what's funny is I have a buddy that doesn't watch my stream, so I can talk about him. I won't drop his name, but he works for a yeah. Wake Brown says possible exaggeration, possible completely right, possibly exaggeration, possibly right. I'm just saying that, like, we've been waiting for a method or a medium for us to be able to spread this message, right? And the right way to do it, it was never going to happen as a publicly traded company. As like Elon Musk's, I'll do whatever the fuck I want company, it could happen. Does Elon want to make it a safe space for crypto, or does he want to make it a shill zone? Yeah, a shill zone sucks too. But like, I'm blanking on their name right now. Oh my god, I was in their beta too. Hold on. Let me figure out what the hell this thing's called. There was a Twitter integration on Solana where you could essentially send money from your Twitter account, and it was just a plugin with Solana. It connected right to your Phantom wallet. It actually was fucking brilliant. I think it's still going on, but I really, really liked it. And it was not hard to do. It's already been built. Okay, BAP says Lightning's built into Twitter natively. There you go. So let's say he shines a spotlight on that. You now just got 1 billion people taking a look. I don't know how many users they have. I know several 100 million. Like, that's a fairly big deal. That's a fairly big deal. Did Doge rip? I don't even want to look. It has to, doesn't it? Oh boy, here we go. Oh, look at that shit. You weren't joking, were you? Jesus H. Christ. You know, in retrospect, guys, this was dumb. We all should have like 2x our account today. Oh. So anyway, what I was going to say before I got sidetracked was I've had a conversation with a buddy this morning who works for a very large tech firm, one that you all know. And we were talking about this potentially happening, about Elon doing this. And I said I thought it would be a good thing. Because you have to be willing to make really unpopular decisions to take this stuff to the next level. And he mentioned a few things about, like, you know, the bots and all the bullshit and the shilling and like the hate views and yada, yada, yada. And he sent me an article on what could be done to help like curtail the negative effects of social media. And one of them was, you know, requiring people to KYC to be part of the viral algorithm. And I love that. Elon already kind of hinted towards that. Like, he already kind of suggested he might do that. Where if you want to be part of the viral algorithm, you need to pay for Twitter Blue and get a check mark next to your name. Otherwise, go fuck yourself. That would be awesome. That would be amazing. Tell me it wouldn't. Tell me that wouldn't be amazing. Not that I'm like big on KYC to companies like Twitter, but the point is, it would just eliminate all that garbage. You couldn't have the bots. You couldn't be included in viral posting. They could quickly get rid of you if you're constantly spamming. I love that idea. Twitter could be such an amazing tool if it wasn't such garbage, right? My video's out of sync with the audio? Crypto people would be outraged. What is the viral algorithm? So essentially, I mean, all people do, it's a super, look, I went viral once. I went viral one time. And I have no idea what triggered it. All of a sudden, I just looked and I had like 1,400 likes and 800 retweets. Okay. I don't know how it happens. But there is some sort of like number of people who clicked per second does something, and it starts showing up on other people's feeds of like things you may like. And that's how you become viral. Long live Simo. So Twitter going private. What happens to shares? Cash out of 54.20. Yeah, I covered this a little bit ago. Essentially, you'll see price just completely pin to $54. You'll see some idiots try to take it higher and lower, but they're just going to lose their money. The first one that it ever happened to me with was this. Are they not even around anymore? CIA? Yeah, they're not around anymore. Acacia, ACIA, I made a ton of money out of it. And they were rumored to be acquired, and literally just all of a sudden pins to that price, and you just see it move sideways. I'm sure, well, here's the thing. I'm sure they will. So can they find a better solution to bots than KYC? I'm sure they will. I'm like, no one's saying you have to KYC. I'm just saying that if you want to be included and if you want to be in a situation where whatever message you're putting out can go, like think about it from a journalistic perspective or from a, you know, I'm going to put out some bullshit. I'm going to try to put out disinformation. You have to be actually verifiably associated with your account. So no more of this, like, I'm gonna hide behind and talk shit stuff. Like, you're gonna be on the hook for whatever you say. That's not the case now. Like, I like Zero Hedge because I think it's interesting and it's a conservative, like, news source that, like, talks shit all the time. I don't know who runs that. I would love for that person to be doxxed. Same thing with all the lefty shit, too, right? Yeah, BAP says you can still create bots, but make attacking expensive like Bitcoin security model. Yeah, exactly. The thing is, people are looking at this move by Elon and talking shit, being like, well, what are you gonna do? It's a losing proposition. The guy's gonna lose his fortune. All you've ever thought about what you could do with Twitter is what like Jack Ma and like the idiots that were on the board said you could do. And they were serving so many masters at once, they had no direction at all. They had no direction at all. It was essentially Well, we want people to click more. Let's put on Twitter Blue and let's put the Washington Post paid articles in if you pay for Twitter Blue. That'll get people. Like, there's been no innovation on Twitter at all. Twitter Spaces was a joke. Twitter Spaces was like essentially completely reactionary to Clubhouse. Like, that was Clubhouse. Clubhouse created that and Twitter was like, fuck, we should have done that. Like, nobody thinks there. So yeah, we don't really know. All I'm saying is that like Twitter could be amazing if you got rid of bots. And if you're a journalist or if you're a company and you want great exposure, KYC. If it's just you, me, whatever, you don't got a KYC. You're just not going to be included in the possibility of going viral. I fucking love that. I love that. As one of the few people that's out here doxxed as fuck and always has been, I know I say things that are offensive to people. Believe me, I get messages on Twitter all the time about what an asshole I am. I'm okay with that. All right? I live just fine with people thinking I'm an asshole. But I put my face out there at least. You got to give me that. It's very clear when stuff's coming from me. Very, very clear when it's not. Yeah, Sunday, they had Vine and killed it before TikTok. Vine should have been TikTok. That's how stupid these people are. TikTok is now worth more than like YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, I think maybe Facebook, from an ad revenue perspective combined. So I, for one, welcome a scenario where you got to put your shit on the line if you want to go out there and talk. Like, that would be awesome. I'm also in the situation where I don't work for anybody anymore, so I don't really give a shit. You know, I get canceled. Who are you gonna cancel me from? I'm already fucking rich. All right? Cancel me from what? Doing this? Sweet. DXY going to 110. It looks that way, doesn't it, Maverick? Thank you, Tesla. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I try, right? I try to at least put myself out there a little bit. This is the chart on DXY. We really need this red box to reject, or yeah, it's going to be very bad for all of us for a while. ES kind of cooling down. NQ doing better than I thought. But I wonder how much of this is buoyed by Twitter. I don't know. I don't know. By the way, Salzburg gold. First off, awesome. Salzburg. I always think of the football team in Germany whenever I see the word Salzburg. So, you know, hopefully that's you. Thank you for the sub. If you sub today, Highlander gave out 5 gift subs. Some of you, I think I had 3 new subs today. Excuse me. You can join the Discord. I'll put an invite link out now. Invite people. Edit. No limit. Copy. Copy. Long time lurker in the Telegram. Awesome. Thanks, brother. Join the Discord if you haven't, Salzburg, because now that you're a sub, you get access to the sub room, which is essentially where I am all the time now. Posting more setups, answering more questions. Really, really good group. We got like 85 people in there, which is fun. It's a lot. It's like pretty much my entire subscription base is in there. At least the active ones. The ones aren't one-offs. So join the subscriber room. It's where all the alpha is. It's where everything I post first goes. And you got people like Akorian, like Scoob, like Shady, like Brian. A lot of guys in there dropping alpha every day. These guys are seasoned traders. They're dropping, you know, the websites they use, the setups that they like. You know, me too. And we have conversations in there that are pretty good too. The other thing I would say is that I did drop the form for the research teams, and I'm kind of reworking how I think about that. Quite a few people applied, which is great. But I think I'm going to close that down. Where my thought before was the research teams would be for everybody, where if you weren't on the research teams, you could see what they were talking about. But I don't think I'm going to do that anymore because I'm going to keep it closed. If you want to be a part of the contributing research team, you can, and you can see the benefit of everybody else's knowledge. If you don't, then you don't. So let's see if we can get 20, 25 people all working together to find the next gems. And if you don't want to be a part of it, then you don't get the alpha. So join, don't join, I don't really care, but we're going to use that to make money. And if you want to help, then you can help. If not, well, you know, that's on you. But that's also in the Discord. The research teams should be starting soon after I get through everybody. Not surprising for this to come back down. You have to imagine there were a lot of stops right here, okay? Let's talk about what is... Oh, there you are. SG, thank you. I see Booner and Moon Lambo both joined today and connected their Twitch accounts. Very cool. You have to imagine that there's a lot of... Like, again, remember, these stops have been run or about to be run. Where are the next set of stops? Probably right here. Okay? This is part of that, like, logical trading. If we get through here, I would expect 41.2, 41.5, because that's a pretty big stop run area. You also have to look at underside rejections, okay? Underside rejections. We rejected on the bottom side. If you get in here, I would say that 41 grand to 41.2, 41.5 is going to have some resistance. 41.2, 41.5 is going to have some resistance. But after that, it just becomes like a closing and covering our ass fest. So let's put some pressure on these cats, on these dirty, dirty shorters. Shorters, man. The worst. Scum of the earth. Scum of the earth. Elon buys Twitter, Bitcoin pumping because of it. Doge should have been the easiest trade of the year. We all screwed up on that one. That's on me. My bad. I should have had that. I missed it last time too. CS Sully. What's up? CS Sully. OO. Ot. We got a ways to go. The good news is VIX is coming down and the S&P is actually getting close to getting back into the Bollinger Bands. It will expand tomorrow because that's how Bollinger Bands work. But it's a good end of the day. It's a good end to the day. I'd like to see this turning up too. Yeah. No, Scoob, I'm telling you, we missed that badly. That's one we should have been on. As soon as there were the rumors about it being accepted, it should have been. It should have been a load your nuts up, man. Wake Brown says, I got the second leg of today's pump on decent leverage. It's fun play. Yeah. I had a buddy I watched turn like 10 grand into like $1.5 million. On the Doge pump. I'll show you. Here. He turned 10 grand to a mid like 1.2, 1.5 mil. Yes, he just went max nuts leverage because this was all the Elon pump. Whoop. And yeah, he rode that shit the whole way. Impressive because it's just very logical at that point. Like whenever Elon's involved with anything, you know Doge is gonna pump. And yeah, we missed that. But yeah, it's up 25%. Think about how much he's going to be able to talk about Dogecoin. He could make Dogecoin the native token of Twitter if he wanted to. Funny thing is, Doge is a harmonic butterfly targeting 20 cents. This pump was on the charts before it was the news. That's probably true. Like, it's not like they didn't know or didn't think that he was considering it. They knew. Yeah, I mean, I think that, just consider what I said for a moment. He can make Dogecoin the native token of Twitter where, like, if you want to do things, you got to pay for it in Doge. He's on the council with Vitalik and those other guys. And he's probably degenerate enough to do it as well. You're right. You are right. He made a tweet a while ago about changing the Twitter logo to the Doge logo. Don't think for a moment he won't do that. He will. At least as a joke. Well, so look, the close is in 48 minutes. And then he's going to announce. Yeah, Twitter verified mandatory deposit $10 in USD or Bitcoin or $2 if paid in Doge. That alone. That alone should have done it. Stop staying, Jared. I can't believe you read Doge as a harmonic butterfly pattern with a straight face. Yeah, I don't really know or buy into that, but the point is, whatever theory or trading you subscribe to, I'm sure there were other things in there. I'm not big into harmonics. I once really dogged somebody about harmonics, but I get it. So Shady says, hopefully Doge doesn't suck all the liquidity from everywhere else again, which is true. It is a problem when that happens, but it usually leads to a massive alt pump. Dogecoin pumping almost always kicks off a crazy ass alt season. I might actually go buy Doge. Personally, not a lot. I think I got like $5,000 on an FTX account. I'll just go buy Doge. See if we can double it. Wild. What a time to be alive, folks. What a time to be alive. Doge equals retail. Yeah, but you know what? I'll take money off retail all day. That's the thing. Think about all the Robinhood people that are scrambling to buy Doge right now. Sometimes you just gotta left curve this shit, guys and gals. You just gotta left curve. Left curve it. Be all right. Yep. Yeah, retail equals money. So essentially Wake's saying like that means money's coming into the market. Hell yeah, let's take it. All day. All day. It's been quite a nice snapback, I'm not gonna lie. This is pretty funny. Everything up. Tesla's down. Well, I imagine they're probably speculating. Is he taking loans against his holdings? Or is he selling to pay for this? What collateral requirements does he need in order to complete this purchase? Right? Half of it's equity financing. There you go. You can tell how much I've actually cared to look into this. Not a lot. Taking away from Tesla, I mean, maybe Shady, but like, you know, he runs SpaceX too. SpaceX, Tesla. The dude is a legit alien. I mean, like, he is an alien. I have no idea how he does a third of what he does. Yeah. I don't really know what Boring Company is, but that too. Tesla cresting 100, AVAX 71. Wall Street Bet Stat Chaser says they're maybe just using Doge profits to buy Twitter. Quite frankly, maybe. Oh, okay. Gotcha. So, and I thought I saw that they're going to actually start testing the Hyperloop, like, soon. Actually testing the Hyperloop soon. That's fucking nuts. Can you imagine going from LA to San Fran in like 20 minutes? Crazy. All right, kids. It's been fun. Remember what we said. We want to see this close strong. Nothing really has changed yet. It's a great first step. But as long as we're still rejecting the bottom side of this, head on a swivel. Doge might be an easy play to buy the dips. In 45 minutes, you're going to hear, you know, Elon announce that he's buying Twitter, which is great. It's probably going to set off a bout of volatility. But we want to see this thing finish strong and close strong. Closing is at, what, 7 p.m.? 4 hours and 42 minutes. Yeah, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. We want to see a close back inside of the channel. If we fight and get rejected all night, it's not great. Probably gets faded tomorrow. Okay? The plan for right now is I'm going to sign off here, and I'm going to go into Discord. And I'm going to open up the Q&A channel post-stream, see if anybody wants to chat. I'll share my screen in there. We can talk alts. Whatever it is you want to see, we'll do in there. Trying to find new ways to entice people into the Discord. I think it's a great place. I think the subscriber room is the best alpha for the money because it's free in crypto. Free if you have Prime. F it. Throw some money at Doge and let it ride. Yeah, I mean, you know, Bab, you've heard me say I'm not a huge fan of Doge. I'm not. This might be one of those exceptions where it's worth it. See if you can't make some shekels. So we'll do our countdown like we always do. $60 seconds. And then we're switching over to Discord.
5 to the
Nobody
4,
might show up.
3, 2, 1.
I don't know. But it's been a good stream today. Enjoy talking to you guys like always. Yes, Doge has pumped the last 2 summers. That's correct. That is correct. Thank you all. This is a good start. Remember, it is not the plus EV play to short support. It's like longing resistance of a breakout. Keep that in your head as to whether or not this is worth it. I would say it's more likely positive to long than it is to short. If not, just sit on the sidelines. You want to ask about alts, pop in the Discord. We can talk about it there. I'll open up the line here in a moment. 5 seconds left. Thank you all for the subs today.